Could blackouts continue through the summer? Find out coming up.
Also tonight, summer means delays at the passport office. We'll tell you about them.
Also tonight, hear the reaction from some cabinet ministers on the Bahamar delay. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now live.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. Every day.
The capital plagued with more power outages on the weekend, and the nagging problem could run a little longer. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Candido Knowles. Well, BEC Chairman Leslie Miller tonight says the ultimate fix could prove costly. So in the meantime, Clint Watson tells us that BEC is working around the clock, juggling those generators that continue to be affected by maintenance issues and distribution challenges.
The constant disruption of electricity throughout New Providence this past weekend may be around for a bit longer, at least until the hot summer months are gone and the high demand for electricity declines. And if that's not sufficient for you as a consumer, well, BEC Chairman Leslie Miller says there's not much more they can do to solve the nagging issue.
BEC at this present time is in no financial position to put up a new plant. A new plant is going to cost approximately $200 million. That's the new plant, as well as upgrading your transmission line to get that power from Clifton uptown.
And that's the ideal fix for this problem.
That is what is needed to enable this problem to cease and desist. We must get new engines. Simple as that.
But despite this, Miller says there are some things that can be done in the interim to at least keep the machines operable.
We need to upgrade, and we also need to pay close attention to the refurbishment and also the servicing on our engines on a daily basis, because this hot summer months, everything could go wrong.
At this point, an apology is all the chairman can guarantee, but he's hoping after having 3 summers with no load shedding, the problems experienced this year will no longer plague the corporation.
But we need to have more consistency with our engines, putting out the proper megawatts the time that is needed, which is during the day, and our peak hours, believe it or not, is at night when everybody goes home and turn on the air conditioning because of the heat. We now have engine number 5, our latest engine from Hitachi, back on schedule. And if there is a peak demand tonight, which is expected to be around 214 megawatts, we will use engine number 5 that produces 25.6 megawatts of power. So we should be in pretty good shape, providing all things remain the same.
As to that report from the foreign consultants on last month's blackout, Chairman Miller says they're now in receipt of the document and will pass it on to the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister before making its content public. However, ZNS News understands that the report affirms what they've been saying already regarding transmission and distribution. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Long queues formed outside the passport office today as applicants waited more than an hour to collect passports. Now, some claim that the wait in the hot sun, coupled with the slow process, was unbearable. Presco Virgil and Tammy Cooper summed up the sentiments of those waiting in line.
This is ridiculous. I mean, I've been here for over an hour waiting on one passport. This is my 4th time back here. Ain't it too better, man?
When was your passport supposed to be ready?
July 16th, July 15th.
And what did they say to you when you came on July 15th or shortly thereafter?
Well, when I came on July 15th, it wasn't ready. The lady asked me to come the following week. I gave them an extra week, and I returned today, so hopefully it's ready.
So that's more than 3 weeks now.
Yes, it is.
How do you feel about this process?
I think it's too long for those of us who are traveling and have kids who going back to school. It's an inconvenience.
Now, passport office officials are reminding applicants that because of the volume, the turnaround process is now 8 weeks. They also know that the backlog is in the collection process as the 4-step registration, enrollment, payment, and interview section is operating smoothly. Some of the frustrated persons were turned away at the airport for having expired passports. Now officials say staff will serve all in line, as evidenced by a closing time of 9 o'clock last Friday. But despite the call for persons to apply early, Virgil claims she did and still had to wait.
I did put mine in early, but if you give me a time and you go over that time, how is that my problem? That's more than enough time.
What do you suggest that they do?
Get computerized, man. This is the modern day. Have things computerized. This is ridiculous.
In other news tonight, the delayed official opening of the Bahamar project from December this year to spring of 2015 was not much of a surprise to the Christie administration.
The multi-billion-dollar investment is expected to not only boost our economy but solidify our reputation as one of the premier vacation destinations in the region. And resort officials claim in recent reports that the delay will allow developers to create the right guest experience the first time.
Tonight, our Altavi's Munnings reports on the reaction from the Minister of Labor and the Minister of State for Investments.
Labor Minister Shane Gibson lives near the Bahamar project in western New Providence and said he could have predicted the project's official opening date to be changed from December 2014. However, in a meeting between Labor and Bahamar officials just last week, the adjustment date, he says, was never mentioned.
When I met with them last week, I said to them specifically that I requested information on how it was going in terms of them opening on the 8th of December. And Sandy Sands' word to me was it wouldn't be the 8th of December, but it would be December. And that was just last week. And so I guess they must have had a change of heart between when he met with me last week and whenever they made the announcement.
Nonetheless, the Labor Minister is satisfied with labor operations at Bahamar, particularly the significant amount of Bahamians already employed there.
When you look at what's happening on the property, you wouldn't think that they have those large numbers of Bahamians actually working there. Bahamians that they recruited from all over the world. And so it looks very, very good, very promising. The fact that they've hired large numbers already, and the fact that they anticipate hiring between 4,000 and 5,000 employees when that project is up and fully running.
The Minister of State for Investments, the Honourable Kailas Roll, believes the pace of the Bahamar development should be done properly. He confirmed the investment community agrees with a phased opening approach that will ensure the development rivals any other resort in the region.
In fact, some of the vendors and retail space occupiers understand what's taking place, and in fact they in the build out of their area they're experiencing some mild delay also.
Bahamar officials have been quoted in the media stating that they delayed their official opening date from December because they wanted to get the guest experience right the first time. Those reports also indicated that Bahamar officials will continue to work with their hotel partners and China State Construction to determine another official opening date for their multi-billion-dollar project right here in western New Providence. Altavi's Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come tonight, find out why these men were in court today.
And later, a big soccer match coming up for the Bahamas, and it's right here in Nassau. Find out coming up. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, live.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Shell Quality Fuels.